Hi, this is Matt Roush, Senior Critic for TV Insider. Here's what's worth watching for the week of January 31st. Start off with something that's very serious, not the easiest show to watch, but it seems like a necessary program. It is a British film on Acorn TV streaming called Help. Help, and very different, many kind of meanings of that word, because help applies to the character of Sarah. Sarah is played by Jodiecomer, the great star of Killing Eve, Emmy winner, wonderful rising star. Jodiecomer plays this healthcare worker at a nursing home in Britain in the early days of the pandemic. And she has just gotten to bond with these residents of this nursing home when all hell breaks loose, basically. So she is the help, but she also needs help. And in one of the set pieces, the centerpiece of the movie is one dark night of the soul when she's left alone in the nursing home and bad things begin to happen. She calls for help. She can't get emergency help on the line. They won't send anybody because the elderly are low priorities. It's a harrowing story. It's an enraging story, but as a drama about what really happened and the challenges that those essential workers faced in the early days. Help is very much worth watching, and it's available Monday on Acorn TV. On a somewhat lighter note, but it's definitely outrageous, is a mini series called Pam and Tommy, begins Wednesday on Hulu. Pam and Tommy, of course, are Pamela Anderson and Tommy Lee, played to the hilt by Lily James, who you'll remember from Downton Abbey in a far different kind of role, and Sebastian Stan from the Marvel movies and many other things. But they're both wonderful, embodying the sex kitten and the rock star who fall tumultuously in love, and their lovemaking is captured on camera, meant to be private, a home movie, but because Tommy is such a volatile piece of work, and he stiffs this contractor working on their mansion, played by Seth Rogen in everyman mode. But this contractor, who's so angry about being stiffed by Tommy Lee, he breaks into the house, steals their safe, and he discovers this sex tape, which of course becomes Legion. And so when Seth Rogen's character discovers the internet as a place to traffic this tape, it becomes basically it becomes viral. It's one of the first viral things of the internet that ever happened. But how it affects Tommy's career, how it affects Pamela's career, and how it affects this guy who thinks he's an instrument of karma. But karma works both ways. And there is a bit of a love story going on here between Pam and Tommy. They are basically a volatile couple for sure, but you really root for them in some ways. And when the sex tape gets out there and embarrasses her, and he doesn't even know how to deal with it because he's so emotionally immature, that it becomes a really great character study as well. Like I said, Lily James and Sebastian Stan are just amazing as Pam and Tommy, and I really, truly enjoyed this show. Begins Wednesday on Hulu. But of course, the big story of the week on television is going to be the launch of the Winter Olympics on NBC. You'll also be able to stream it on Peacock, and they'll also be airing some of the games on USA Network, also on CNBC. You have the NBC Sports app, you have NBCOlympics.com, many, many ways to watch the thousands of hours of competition happening from Beijing. The opening ceremonies are Friday. You'll be able to watch them live in the morning and replayed in prime time, but there will be some games and some sports beginning as early as Wednesday and Thursday, including skiing, hockey, curling, and even some figure skating early on before the opening ceremonies even begin. The games begin Wednesday, the opening ceremonies are Friday, and for the next 2 weeks, we'll be watching the Olympics on TV. This is Matt Roush for TV Insider. For more news, reviews, and what's hot in streaming, check out TV Insider today.
If you enjoy these reviews on TV Insider, hit subscribe.